With a warm round of applause, help me open the floor to the Executive Director of Radiate Rwanda, Mr. Sully, to give the opening remarks.
What an honor to stand before you today as we gather in this room full of beautiful people to celebrate literary excellence right here in Rwanda. Contrary to stereotypical foreign or local perspective, your presence is a clear testimony that some of us do appreciate the nobility of writers' craft and the necessity for their excellent work to be recognized and celebrated. Thank you for coming to celebrate this year's winners, whom we will know very soon. Tonight is about celebration and gratitude. Certainly, it is essential to demonstrate that we value initiatives like this by sharing our time, resources, and presence. That's the most tangible and practical way to convey to the new and older generation that books, more than anything else, are the foundation of any developed society. Your presence today is a clear message that following the trends and the fast food connectivity most of us are addicted to nowadays may not replace books, and we cannot skip the fundamentals if we envision long-term self-development for Rwanda and Africa. While we are embracing new technology, we ought to remember what Albert Einstein called the disastrous byproduct of science and technology, which we must at least try to avoid for the sake of our sanity and that of future generations. The winners of this year's Radiate Rwanda surely grasp the importance of books in an era of extreme technological advances and connectivity. That's why they continue to produce books for their readers. That's why they have created the excellent literary work we are celebrating tonight. We are grateful to the winners and to all the participants. Without the various authors who submitted their application for Radiate Rwanda 2025, this night would have not been possible. So, put your hands together for all the applicants of Radiate Rwanda 2025. Even if you didn't win tonight, you're a winner, just by producing books that can inspire, educate, and elevate your countrymen and women. I'm also grateful to the jury of the 5 national and international experts who dedicated a great deal of time and effort reading and evaluating all those books before choosing the year's winners. A big round of applause for the valuable jury committees, please. Ladies and gentlemen, a special thank you to the government of this country, particularly our premium partner, the Ministry of Youth and Arts, for their unwavering support to help make this night a reality. The same applies to UNESCO Rwanda and Rwanda Cultural Heritage Academy. It's a totally different vibe to be in a country where the leaders understand the assignment, which is serving the citizens. We're also grateful to civil society partners like School Rwanda, City Press, and so many more who've supported us throughout this journey. Let me provide you with some global and local context for Radiate Rwanda. Last year, During the inaugural Radiate Rwanda, I expressed the hope that one day writing and reading books will be as common as riding a bike in Kigali. Crazy dream, right? But, you know, as wild as that dream may appear, I believe it can become true. This award is more than elitist accolade and financial reward to the most well-known writers in Rwanda and Africa. Yes, it is a prestigious award considering the caliber of the jury of experts who independently, let me repeat that, independently decided who deserve to be the winners. Yes, it is tailored to serve as a model for literary visibility, and it's meant to signal that writing is valued and that authors have a status. Yes, we plan to make it an international initiative by bringing serious non-African writers and literature enthusiasts to Kigali every year, starting from next year. I will be happy if one day a friend author from New York or Paris or Tokyo come to Rwanda to receive the Radiate Rwanda Award and return home proud and happy. We are just getting started. This is one of many activities we plan to develop to make Kigali a literary hub. With the support of all our various current and future partners, our vision will come to fruition. Imagine Rwanda as a hub for books and literary activities. With the right synergies and togetherness among parents, schools, media, government, and other community actors, we will get there. Keep in mind that Rwanda's Vision 2050 NST2 to establish a creative economy requires a knowledge-based society, fully developed human capital, and a strong reading and writing culture is a cornerstone of that knowledge-based society. I examined the data from developed countries of the world, and the data simply proved me right. Every single developed country has a strong book industry, every single one. Hence, what we do here is strongly aligned with the NST2 and will contribute to this country's development. Since some of us Africans follow superficial Western trends with the cheap cultural phenomenon, let me tell you that books are a key economic development vectors in the developed world in general, and in America in particular. We all know that artificial intelligence, as well as the internet and social media, were made in America. But this year, despite its technological might, research estimates that the total US book market generated approximately $40 billion, with a forecast to reach $51.5 billion by 2030. The data suggests that America will continue to be a country with strong culture of books. No fourth industrial revolution will diminish that fundamental characteristic of American families. Let that sink in. However, a continent-wide report by UNESCO states that Africa's book industry generated $7 billion in 2023. What does that $7 billion represent for the continent compared to the rest of the world? About 5.4% of the global publishing revenue. 5 tiny percent. The good news is that the UN agency concluded that it could go up to 18.5 billion, more than double the 2023 numbers. Why can a country like Rwanda tap into the nearly $20 billion the book industry is sitting on in Africa? Why not? I think the initiatives like Radiate Rwanda spark the debate and show what is possible for us. It's up to us to get on board. Your presence here somehow attests that you too believe in the possibilities. The 5-member jury of the highly qualified experts of this year's award also believe in what is possible for us when it comes to books. The government of Rwanda, to the Ministry of Youth and Arts, Rwanda Cultural Heritage Academy, UNESCO Rwanda, SCOL, Teach Rwanda, and all other valued partners also believes that it is possible to make a change and have an impact. The applicants for this year's award, despite their desire to win the prize, also believe that we can create a book culture in this country. That's why we are going to celebrate them and honor their work this evening. And I want to finish with the same quote I used last year because it remains relevant today. And I quote, "A nation reveals itself not only by the men it produces, but also by the men it honors, the men it remembers." End of quote. If you want our children to take books seriously, we need to do the same ourselves. First and foremost, and honor and celebrate the architect of books, the authors themselves. Promote reading in your family. Turn it into a public celebration while embracing digital innovation. Let's celebrate books, the authors in Rwanda, let's support them. Radiate Rwanda, thank you.
I think it deserves a better round of applause. Some of those words are to live by indeed, but something stood out for me especially. He said that every strong country or economy has a strong book culture. Now I know Rwanda has a book culture, but we certainly can't tap into those billions of dollars that are up for grabs. This is a rich country. This is the home of storytelling. We all grew up around the fireplace with a grandpa telling us stories. Those stories going on paper can create the change and the impact he is talking about. But one thing I want to say is thank you to you once again. And also ask every single person in this room to give a warm round of applause, not only to Radiate Rwanda, but to the partners that have made this possible, please. What we honor grows, so we need more and more of this. Thank you so much.